You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ12. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ12 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Let's be honest, when it comes to the African American that's actually touching technology, right? We're still less than 12%.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so what if we all had a device like this that was teaching our kids at home, at school, on the job? We were the one controlling the new apps that were being developed, and we controlled the upgrades. We controlled the label. And what I was able to do was structure myself where if they wanted to give this technology to our communities, if they wanted to give it to the schools, I was a realistic character. I wasn't a 3D clone. I wasn't a digital twin. I was somebody that actually created this information. I'm the mesh. I am the AI. So, and that's what I fought for. I made Microsoft know loudly, hey, I'm gonna come to Atlanta in 7 years from now when you come out with the HoloLens 3. I'm gonna be that guy to give it to the communities.
So one of the things I talk about pretty often is all the cool people I've been able to meet since getting in the tech industry. And not just being in the industry, meeting people that are in tech, but also just being able to move up in life, live in nicer areas, meet cool, amazing people that are even like in the buildings that I stay in, both here in Atlanta as well as in Miami. And one of the people who I've had the beautiful opportunity of meeting, actually I've met him, bumped into him multiple times, not just on my floor in Atlanta, but also bumped into him while touring a spot in Miami, and he was also touring a spot. We bumped into each other same time, same location, right, which was really crazy. So one of those things where it almost seems like destiny is kind of aligning. To take it a step further, so that was interesting just by itself, but to take it a step further, I ended up seeing him with some headsets that looked like it was some technology. It's like, yo, what's up with that? You know, I'm watching him walk around the building, and he's wearing these headsets. And I don't know if it was clever marketing or if he was actually like just testing it out. Either way, I was like, yo, bro, what's up with this? What's going on? Had the opportunity to test out his technology, was blown away by it. And so it only made sense, especially after, you know, a company that all of us know about recently came out with some eerily similar technology. I was like, yo, it makes sense that we got to get this brother on the podcast to talk about his technology, talk about the things he's doing in the industry. And ultimately, it just only made sense in my mind. All right, y'all, so this is going to be a really special episode. But as always, you know, we have to go ahead and put some respect on our guest's name. Now, LaTarence Dunbar is a visionary entrepreneur who's a retired NFL alumni and founder of Dunbar XR and AI technology. With a passion for cutting-edge technologies, he is dedicated to shaping the future of XR and AI, empowering individuals to unlock their true potential and revolutionizing industries through innovation. Bro, Dunbar, thank you so much, man, for being on Tech is the New Black.
Thank you for having me, and I really want to say congratulations to what you're doing with this company and this platform. So
thanks,
just to be here is an honor, and so yes, thank you. I am the founder of Dunbar LLC. I'm a retired professional athlete. Got drafted by the Atlanta Falcons. Went to TCU, so go Frogs. I know we got dominated, but just shout out to. So I have love both for technology as well as Atlanta.
Yeah, that's super fire, bro. So, man, so let's go ahead and delve into it. So, What was your journey from NFL to being a successful founder of not just a tech business, right, but like of cutting edge technology?
Wow, it was crazy how it happened. Of course, I played professional football. I was drafted in Atlanta in 2002. But prior to getting drafted, I went to Texas Christian University. But so the next to last game, I had an eye injury. So, I had LASIK surgery and had my cornea flapped off my eye. So I knew the importance of wearing a shield over my eye.
Yeah.
Right. So I was looking into things, and back then we couldn't wear the colorful shields. We didn't have the technology that could just kind of help your vision.
Yeah.
So here I go, scared to play. I'm playing with Michael Vick in Atlanta, and I got to shine as a rookie, and I can't see in one eye.
Wow.
So immediately, I remember my apprenticeship programs. I remember learning about computers and technology. You know, I was one of the first guys on the PlayStation. So when I was able to put myself on the game and update my data and my memory, I started investing into technology. So right around 2007.
Yo,
Yeah,
man,
man,
that's
it was
incredible.
fun.
So what was that like? So you started investing in it.
Yeah, investing in it.
Financially, but then when did it step from just like financial investment to, okay, now you're more hands-on, you know, not like saying you build it physically, but hands-on in terms of visionary, in terms of like any type of executive leadership or decision making. Like when did that what did that transition look like for you?
It was 2007. We had what they call the Great Recession. That's when my industry, the guys that were my age, I was 27, we were transitioning from just playing sports to investing into land, into trade programs. Yeah. I got tired of seeing the contractors didn't look like me. They were the one picking up trash. So I said, well, how can I give my guys leverage? And so Microsoft started allowing us to buy stock. And I was like, well, I needed a device that my guys could see. Now, this was way before Metaverse. This was way before COVID. But I needed an easier way for my guys to see me on the field or let me see what they were doing. And I can go from taking them from being just a normal unskilled worker to a skilled worker with technology. And so immediately I called Microsoft, got him on the phone and said, hey, I'm going to be the guy bringing this technology to the hood. I'm going to sue you. Yeah. So literally. So in 2016, you guys know what happened. I had the HoloLens 1. They came out, but this was the same time the cell phones was catching on fire. So I was like, oh no, the Samsung batteries catching on fire.
So you were a part of the HoloLens 1?
Yeah, I was a part of the whole movement.
Wow,
as a brother
incredible.
man, I was the first person to get a deal. I wrote a grant to the Department of Labor saying, okay, hey, if anything was to shake, well, we need a massive number of these devices. I am the guy, and I'm going to let you know.
Hey, so listen, y'all, we need to talk about Pivot Tech Bootcamp. Pivot Tech is a virtual bootcamp that guarantees job placement. Yes, y'all heard that correct. They guarantee job placement. Now, they have a variety of different courses, including what the guest is talking about that you're listening to right now. But outside of those courses, they also assist with different forms of mentorship and other forms of education. Not only do they provide mentorship and career placement, but we've partnered with them and they're allowing our audience up to $300 off with our discount link, Tech is the New Black. So again, that's hashtag Tech is the New Black to get up to $300 off their courses. Now again, y'all, they're worth checking out. They guarantee career placement, but when you do their boot camp, make sure to keep us posted on your journey breaking into tech.
That's incredible. So let's talk about what is, because I'm familiar with AR, I'm familiar with VR, but XR is something I'm not very familiar with. Wow. So can you explain to everyone briefly, like what is XR versus VR versus AR technology?
Well, I think XR is actual technology that we use to connect to the metaverse. So XR could be your cell phone. It could be your tablet. It could be your computer. Now we're coming up with ways to mesh that information or mesh that device. So you could be on your VR device, I could be on my AR device, you could be on your cell phone, I could be on my tablet, and we're in the same room coming up with the same ideas, so we never miss a meeting.
Man, that's incredible. That's incredible. I actually recall now when you were breaking that down to me, because I forgot about that until now. I'm thinking about when I was using your technology and you were explaining to me about that opportunity to be in meeting rooms. Because I mean, us right now, people are, whether they're using Zoom or Dialpad or Google Meets, it's like we're in these virtual meetings, but it's kind of like a 2D thing where we just see each other on a screen, and it doesn't give us that immersive feeling of actually being in a room with other people. Is the technology able to do something like similar to that, or how does it do it different from a 2D screen?
Well, of course, the technology is still in development. But right now, you can be meshed in the same room. So if you had your metaverse device on, and somebody else had a tablet, or if you had a mom who had a kid that was in a traditional public school, they could be on their desktop. We could use things like Google Meet or Microsoft Teams, and we could mesh. And the father of that guy in the Marines could have the headset on, and you literally can join Microsoft Dynamic 365 view, and you could see what they could see. And you can actually be in a view where you're not clouding your hands up. And so you can mesh all of those individuals with one click of the button. And that's what I fought for. I made Microsoft know loudly, hey, I'm going to come to Atlanta.
Yeah.
In 7 years from now, when you come out with the HoloLens 3, I'm gonna be that guy to give it to the communities. And so now I was able to mesh government grants, government programs, and funding that allow us to finally get our footstep in the door of technology.
That's fire.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it so much. So look, let's. I was gonna ask a question, but I'm gonna pull back. I'm gonna go ahead and ask this question.
Yeah.
So Apple came out with something recently, or they announced something recently that they came out with. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's on the tip of everyone's tongues.
Right.
I see this the same time everyone else see it, but at the time I saw it, it was a month or maybe 2 months after I had an opportunity to use your technology.
Wow.
So when I saw the video, and of course everyone was making reactions to it, everyone was like, "Oh, talking about it." I'm looking at it and I'm like, "I've used that already." Mm-hmm. But that's LaTarence's. That's I use his stuff.
Thank you.
So, and that's why I was like, "Oh, hold up, no, we gotta bring him on the podcast right now because people need to see that." And shouts out to Apple, great company, doing some dope things.
Right.
Nevertheless, it's like, yo, I want people to see that there are people who look like us that are deeply involved with the development of some of this technology.
Correct.
So, I'm curious, how is your technology, how does it differ? And how does it differ? How does it compare? Are you in some kind of way cut into the deal with what Apple is doing with that? I'm curious, just please, from your perspective, talk to us about what's going on with that.
Well, I think it was about structure.
Okay.
Of course, you can't private label another company's technology, but what I was able to do was structure myself where if they wanted to give this technology to our communities, if they wanted to give it to the schools, I was a realistic character. I wasn't a 3D clone. I wasn't a digital twin. I was somebody that actually created this information. Mm-hmm. And so with my prompts that you can put into your AI, I could help you visualize it. So I'm the mesh. I am the AI. So the way I structured my business was to make sure that my app was capable of being downloaded through anything. So that's available now. I'm giving you guys the resources to the government funding so that you can get free labor as long as anybody's trying out this device. Mm-hmm. I'm giving you resources to all of the ESSER's grants. So what I've done is, I know Microsoft, what they want to do. They want to make this a military device. We understand that. Mm-hmm. But it's also an opportunity for us to now, on a federal level, get these devices in our hands for free, provide it to our Title I schools for free, use different economic community programs to fund it for free. So we have the funding now, we know the resources. And this November the 13th, I'm actually going to do a kickoff in the Sphere in Las Vegas. So now we're being able to have conversations with individuals who never thought we even existed. Yeah. Just by having access to the technology first, as well as understanding the AI. And I can have up to 300 screens of AI up at one time. So just imagine what I've saw. Wow. I've been having them since 2016.
That's wild.
Looking for a job in tech can be tricky, but what if there's a way to automate the entire process? That's where Octoply.ai comes in. See, this software does all the work it takes for you to get hired, from researching companies to scheduling interviews. And all you have to do is just show up. Octoply.ai is the first application of its kind that will find jobs that you're top applicant for, apply to roles, reformat your resume, and manages interviews all while you sleep. So if you're tired of the tedious job search, try Octoply.ai today and let technology work for you.
The only way I was able to describe when I was, specifically when I had the headsets on, is I was like, yo, I felt like I was Tony Stark. When he was moving stuff around and bringing screens closer and doing he was able to manipulate things that physically he wasn't actually touching it, and that's all I could describe, what it felt like. Yeah. What's some of the feedback that you've gotten from some people that have even, and I know it's not fully complete, but just some of the feedback that you've gotten, even outside of the feedback because again, I was only able to use it for maybe 2 minutes, maybe if that. Right. And so I know there's a lot more that I wasn't even able to experience or able to see. Right. So you touched on how this is something that you're working on, making sure that it gets implemented within our communities, within Correct. Our schools. Correct. In what ways do you see it impacting those different spaces that you're working to make sure that it's in?
Well, let's be realistic. You can go to your Chat GPT and Google the 50 industries that's going to be affected because of AI.
Yeah.
All right. And then you can also Google and see what nationality is going to be affected.
Yeah.
All right. And so unfortunately, it's that revolving door.
Yeah.
When it comes to the nationalized Americans, it's 12% of people that don't have this technology. So if we just even start there and giving this technology to those that are disadvantaged, to your student athletes, your football players. One reason why I like about my program, I realized that the NFL, we have about $10,000 worth of technology money that we don't even know exists to give away. So just by, understanding grants and technology and actually giving it to those who really want this technology is revolutionary. So
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ12. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ12 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
I see it happening. I chose to give it to nonprofits. You guys don't realize when you go to these big venues and spend all your money, about 85% of those people are nonprofits. Mm-hmm. So the good thing about me, think about my labor costs. I have no labor costs. So if I go to a nonprofit and I give them the technology, we can now negotiate better prices, and we can change and we can trade and change thousands of lives in an instant. So every football season, I go out and I work with nonprofits, and we talk about hospitality management, retail. The reason why we will never own a football stadium is because we don't realize it's over 100 different trades that go on inside of a stadium. So I decided to own that piece.
Yeah.
So I'm kicking it off, from Atlanta to Dallas to Las Vegas. I'm already in Vegas. Super Bowl, get ready. But that's my goal. Give away 1,000 units. Give away 1,000 of these headsets. Let us touch them.
Man, that's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
That's going to be incredible.
Yeah. Man. That's the movement.
So talk to us about your XR and AI metaverse bootcamp.
Gotcha.
What is this? Because a lot of people right now, people are like, okay, well, within the techisthenewblack community, we're talking a lot about just AI technology in general. Okay. So people are like, yo, how can I get involved with doing some type of work that has something to do with AI? A lot of people aren't talking about the metaverse so much right now, but obviously it's one of those things where I think it was just a little bit ahead of its time, and the technology just wasn't fully really there to make it appealing enough. But it's eventually it will be. Right. So it's what exactly, just kind of please delve into for us with your boot camp, the metaverse AI and XR boot camp.
Well, with that boot camp, I'm gonna make it where your 12-year-old student athlete can understand it. Where that mom who has 3 kids can understand it. So the first thing I teach you is the definition. I have a couple of definitions that you'll learn within the first 21 minutes. Like, what is a non-disclosure agreement? What is a joint venture, a partnership service agreement? It's different things that we have to teach our community with this technology. Not only can they correct themselves with the AI, but now they can visualize it with the AR. So the boot camp, you'll have the glasses on. You'll get to see your digital twin. We'll work with you with the top AI apps. We'll build you a schedule so you can know now what you have to do, who to hang around with, and what things you need to be trading. Yeah. So in that boot camp, we talk about our 16 steps. The first step is locate your Department of Labor. You got to know where the money is.
Yeah.
All right. So number 2 is locate your local workforce commission. So it's things like that you can do in the glasses and literally change your life in 21 days.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing.
So, all right. So let me interrupt you really quickly. So this isn't. So, because I've noticed a trend with what we're talking about.
Right.
So we're talking about not someone getting training necessarily on how to actually use this technology really more so for themselves, but more so how they actually would have an opportunity in being able to have their own business with some of this technology.
Correct.
Wow. So you're not even working on helping people be able to just enjoy the technology or maybe just make their lives easier or better from a convenience standpoint, but instead actually setting up business owners with this cutting edge technology.
That's always going to be the key.
Wow. Yeah.
And let's be honest.
Yeah.
When it comes to the African American or the black, whatever they call us, that's actually touching technology, right? We're still less than 12%.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So what if we all had a device like this that was teaching our kids at home, at school, on the job? We were the one controlling the new apps that were being developed. We control the upgrades. We control the labor. We'll still be 12%. So it's our first time now on a national level, we can say we understand we have funding left over from COVID. We understand we have affordable care protection money or whatever you want to call it. We understand about WIOA. It's different things that you're going to learn from our boot camp, so we can now attach a visual device that you could see it happening in the right there in your eyes. So that's what my boot camp does. XR means any device. Some of you guys might not be ready for the AR devices, but you have the VR headsets, or do you have a cell phone? My app is going to mesh that, and we're going to use all of the people that's interested to mesh your programs, to mesh your projects. And last but not least, yes, it does come with funding. It comes with grants. It comes with opportunities for you to make higher pay. My students that are coming into my program that are 17 to 24 in Atlanta, Cobb County, and Gwinnett, we have over 200,000 people pre-enrolling, but they get paid to learn from me about this technology.
That's fire.
And so shout out to Texas, Houston, Dallas, I'm in Las Vegas, Miami. Shout out to Legends. These stadiums welcome me in, and now I'm bringing this technology in to train thousands of people. Yeah. And so I want you guys to be a part of that movement.
Hey y'all, we have some incredible news that I'm super excited about to finally announce our private tech community. Yes, you heard that right. A private tech community exclusively for you all who want more than just the podcast. You want more than just the FAQs. You want to talk with tech recruiters. You want to talk with hiring managers. You want to talk with coaches. You want to talk with people that can help with editing and rewriting your resume. Maybe you're somebody where you just want to be a part of a community where we're talking about updates of what's happening in the software industry. Y'all, this community that we've launched is also going to involve a Discord where we're going to be talking about updates in tech. We're going to be talking about companies that are hiring. We're going to be talking about upcoming tech events. So that way you don't have to miss any of the gems that I know, but not even just what I know, but the gems that friends of mine that are also in the tech industry know as well. So if you want to be a part of that community, go ahead and sign up so that way you can join us. We have a few different tiers. Ultimately, it's all tuned in for you. Oh, and last thing, also within this community, we're going to be streaming all of our interviews with our podcast guests. So instead of you having to wait months to watch the videos later on, you will actually be able to watch the interviews in real time and ask your live questions to those guests. So make sure you join our tech community.
Man, I love what you're doing. Love what you're doing. Wow. All right, so this one's a little long, so it's like make sure I'm looking at it. All right, so as technology continues to advance, ethical considerations are becoming increasingly important.
Correct.
How do you approach the ethical implications of XR and AI technology in your work? And what steps do you take to ensure responsible development and usage?
Okay, so unfortunately, we have to understand the formation of the United States. It's an LLC. So let's start doing things to protect your brand and your business as if you would do if you was a business partner.
Yeah.
Okay. So for instance, in a relationship, we understand the unethical things that could happen. We let our kids run around and jump on these devices. But with the AR, when that device comes on, I can see what you see.
Yeah.
All right. When are we going to start taking charge of what's happening? All right. So it also can be a device that we could utilize to incentivize those individuals that are getting out of jail or prison. Let them test this device first because
I want to touch on something you said.
Okay.
And I definitely want to keep coming to where you're going, because I love where you're going. But you said, like, okay, in the example you gave where your children are using the technology.
Correct.
You're saying that, okay, now I can see what you see. Like, what do you mean exactly by that?
So check this out. In our low income, moderate communities or low income communities, most of the brothers, they'll see a jail before they see a college campus. So with this technology, a coach could partner with a father, which is probably a tradesman, because once you get that certified stamp fed, you can't get a passport. So you're stuck. Let's be honest. So we got those individuals. So that individual can put on a headset. You can match him with a veteran. That veteran teaches your trades. You get all of the federal funding coming from that veteran working with a person that's a dislocated worker.
Wow.
we can see each other. Now we're in our communities. Now we're getting all of the homes. We're re-rendering all of the properties, and we're sending our city councilman an invoice. So we got to understand visa concepts. EB5 visa investors. There's different things we can do to now get funding from that and get national attention about us having XR, VR, AI. We mastered it. We're raising our rates for when it comes to trading our kids or training our kids. We understand the importance of a work, college, or home school. So let's no longer pay our kids for chores. Let's make them a business like we've been trained to, and we give them a headset. Yeah. The headset is training them, and they can write a grant to get trained by themselves.
Yeah. Wow.
So, and that's what I'm doing. I want to do something that's unique. I want to show you how I'm utilizing it. That 12-step boot camp is going to be more about what you plan on doing, but the technology, it's with over 300 different screens at one time. You can train remotely on the job. It literally kills you making any more excuses.
Yeah, man. So I want to definitely have you continue on that thought of where you were going, because you also mentioned you started touching on like prison systems as well.
Yeah.
So like, how does like what it is that you're doing? How will this help with prisoners or whatever? Like, how is it involved at all, really?
Well, I don't want to sound like a politician, but let me say this. Right now, we know we have over 500,000 individuals that look like me or you in the United States that are either been dealing with the juvenile justice system or are currently dealing with some type of stigmatism that comes with being a brother in America.
Yeah.
So if we gave Microsoft an opportunity to give us a device, if we gave Apple an opportunity to give us a device, and then you had Meta come with their 2 devices, that's still less than $7,500 of equipment.
Wait, that's less than $7,500?
Yes, less than $7,500 of equipment. They rather give it to us than teach us how to lose it.
When you say it's less than $7,500 worth of equipment, are you saying like, you're saying for, I'm trying to figure out like the math. So is that for just one device or how many? So
let's just say the Apple device was $3,500.
Yeah, okay.
Let's say the Metaverse device, so Microsoft was $3,500.
Yeah,
so that's $7,000 right there. And then you have the VR equipment, which will cost you through Meta $299, $399.
Yeah.
That's less than $7,500.
Okay, I see what you're saying there. Okay.
So if we gave that away to the guys that was getting out of jail, we have more opportunities to win more contracts. They have better technology. They're trained. They're more interested of working and going back to the community the right way than coming back and staying at mama's house.
Yeah, exactly.
They're already playing video games at home, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So with this technology, you can make him a boss. This technology, you can make him a real contractor. We can teach him how to apply a trade to it. All right. Then we can take the same technology and give it to mom that's working from home. Now she could be on vacation remotely, watching her stores. She could be remotely tapping into the schools where her kids are at. So there's no more excuses for us not to understand the importance of technology.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So I think that's where we're at. We're not going to promote the companies that should have gave us this technology, but we're going to show them how to use it, and we're going to use the resources provided to us to regrow our communities.
Man, so there's an event that's coming up soon where there is an opportunity for funding. You were telling me about that offline before we started recording. This wasn't initially in the lineup of discussion, but it sounded like something of immense value for me to at least bring up as we're wrapping up. So please, as we're wrapping up, please tell the people about this event, the value of it, why they should strongly consider being a part of it in whatever way.
Well, November 13th through November 19th is National Apprenticeship Week. And that's an event sponsored by our lovely Department of Labor.
Okay. Right. So National Apprenticeship Week.
National Apprenticeship Week, November 13th. And it honors those who have been utilizing programs or have access to funding to teach and give technology to those who desperately need it. And so right now our focus is Black and Brown, underserved communities, communities that are technology deserts. And so National Apprenticeship Week, me and my company and the guys that represent technology, we're going to be giving away thousands and thousands of units of technology and grants. And so National Apprenticeship Week is going to be November in Las Vegas, the Sphere. Can you imagine the first AR where you're putting on a headset and you're inside of Las Vegas in the Sphere, $2 billion facility?
Wow.
And that's what our plan is. And so the next couple of months, we're going to be introducing this technology and this information out to schools and to influencers like yourself. There's no reason why you shouldn't take advantage of this opportunity to talk about your brand on a national stage.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And it's going to be a mesh. We're meshing athletes. It's funny how you guys say rapper, entrepreneur, then athlete have it scratched out.
You know that guy who actually made that shirt, he's a part of the network.
Well, tell him athlete, I can rap, and I'm an entrepreneur. No, I'm joking.
Funny. Yeah, no, that's Justin, New Age CEO. I actually was hanging out with him last Friday at the Drake concert in DC, and that was when I found out he actually was the person that made that shirt. Yeah, no, I'm gonna tell him you said that. That's I'm gonna send him this clip. That's funny.
But just imagine now, even with your creating the jobs that you're creating, the careers that you're creating. Now this technology is the complete process, and it's through Microsoft.
Man,
so I have the Microsoft Bling already to the side. I'm every AI device that you could possibly think about. I've already meshed it where it's talking to each other.
Man, that's fire.
And I don't have my real life view hidden. I'm not walking around like a zombie. I can see what you see.
Oh yeah. I wore them. I can see everything. I can see everyone. I can see everybody looking at me like I was crazy, trying to figure out if I couldn't see them. And I'm like, no, I see you. I see you looking at me.
So I definitely need y'all support. This is a $38 trillion industry, and if I can just give you guys this device, the technology, and invoice them for helping me give it to you.
Insane.
Yeah. So that's where we're at.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ12. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ12 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.